welcome back to my YouTube channel, Oakley Overload. So, this was going to be a get ready with me while I tell you my trip to Universal Studios. Because it was a hectic one. It wasn't just like, oh yeah, we had a little fun little party. No. Anyway, now you're going to make breakfast with me while I tell you this. So, I do have work in like an hour. So, sorry, my little sister's watching Gabby's Dollhouse in the back. Just kidding. But it was just, I don't know if you may or may not, I'm just making eggs. You may or may not know this, but my siblings and I are homeschool. So we were just having a nice day at school, doing our schoolwork at home. And also my mom had just barely come back from a work trip that night at like 1 a.m. And then we're fighting and she comes out and she's like, your dad and I are trying to book a flight in like 2 hours for you and like you guys to come to Universal Studios with us, California, in like 2 hours. But if you guys are gonna continue your fighting, you're not coming. And we were all just like, you can't just drop that. Like, what? You can't just be like, oh yeah, we're going to Universal Studios in like 2 hours. But we also get our flights for free because my mom has this job at the airport. So we get to go on our flights for free if there's any available. So if there aren't any available on the plane, we don't get to go. Or we don't get to come home, which is kind of scary. Okay, so then when it was like 45 minutes till we had to leave, my mom was like, what? Yeah. My mom was like, all right, everyone go pack. Oh, sorry, that's a little bright. Everyone go pack. We're about to leave. So we had like 45 minutes to pack 6 kids, 2 adults, so 8 people, and clean our entire house. And our house is kind of big. So it's like, what the heck? Like, we couldn't do it. We did. It was crazy. Anyway. Then we got to the airport, got on our plane. Obviously we had to wait a little bit. It wasn't like go to, you know. I can't even speak right now. We got to the airport, got on our airplane, and then, it was from Idaho Falls to Salt Lake City, and then it was from Salt Lake City to LAX. Oh, do we not have any toast? Oh, dang it. No, hamburger bun. I'm not eating that. And then we got there, and then, so we went from Idaho Falls to Pocatello. Oh my gosh. Idaho Falls to Salt Lake City. Then we went from Salt Lake City to LAX, which is just California. Like Los Angeles, California. I don't know what the X is. Los Angeles X. I don't know. I'm making Gordon scrambled eggs, which is just like you have the eggs and you just keep mixing them while they're cooking. I can find the spoon. Okay. Then we were supposed to take a shuttle from the airport to go get our rental car, and but what happened on the shuttle was kind of scary, so we just skipped it out, which I will tell you. So we were on it, and then there were lots of people, probably like 20 maybe people on there, and there were kids, there were like older people, there were like people in their 20s, like we were all just trying to get either home, to work, to a flight, like I don't know, but we were just trying to get places, and this guy was just standing right in the walkway of like to shut the doors, and we're like, dude, get out of the way, like we need to be places, and he just wouldn't get out of the way. So this one guy had to like, this is the part that scared me, is he like physically pushed him out of the shuttle, like out of the doors, and there were random people behind him too, so he pushed them too. but he pushed all of them out of the shuttle, and was like, bro, just get off. And then, like, a lot of other stuff happened, and then finally the cops got involved, because we were like, oh, there's like a fight or something going down on this. I don't know exactly what they said, but eventually the cops got involved, and so they were like, hey, did anyone else see what happened? And then this guy was like, yeah, and then told the cops the whole story, and the cops were like, hey, did you push this guy? And the other guy that clearly pushed him, with 20 people watching, was like, no. And we were like, we all saw you push him. Like, there's no getting out of this. There are so many people. And by the time this kind of happened, lots of people have already gotten off. But we were, like, not getting off because we were just like, we would like to not walk to our rental car. Because it was like a 1.5 mile walk. So we were like, we'd not like to walk to our rental car place. And then it kind of just, like, the police took them out. Took the people, or the person out that pushed him. And, no, not yet. And we're just kind of like, interrogating him? I don't know how to say that. But, yeah. Just like doing that. And then we just decided we're just gonna get off and walk. So finally we just decided to get off and walk. And then I cannot talk today. Then my dad got the rental car, and came and picked us up because we were just at like a hotel because we decided to stop and we're just hanging out on the grass. And we got picked up, and then 2 of my brothers get really motion sickness. Like any type of like boat, airplane, car, or anything. And my youngest brother, who's like 3 years old, after 2 airplane rides and a car ride, we were like 10-15 minutes away from our hotel. And he just was like, I'm gonna puke. So we're like, oh yeah, right, you know. Because sometimes it's just like, I'm gonna puke, and then doesn't puke. And then he throws up into my mother's hands. And we were like, oh, well. And we didn't have any bags because it was like a rental car. Usually we'll have like some, like trash or something in our car. But we didn't have anything. So I had to open up like my brother's backpack and get his shorts. And just tossed him out there. And then he was just puking into his shorts, which was wonderful. So great. And we were all in the car together for 10-15 more minutes, smelling his throw up, which was so nice, which made all of us nauseous. So then finally we got to our hotel. Really small, sketchy hotel, I may add. Then it was like 7 or 8 o'clock at night. So we were like, okay, so we all got ready, and I think the boys went to the pool, but I was like, I am not going to the pool, I am nauseous. And it was like a sketchy hotel, so I'm like, I'm not going to the pool, I don't know what's been in there. And so we all just watched a movie. We got Panda Express for dinner. I didn't eat a bunch of it because I was like nauseous from the plane still, which I don't really get nauseous, but we kind of had a little bit of turbulence, so I was nauseous a little bit. And then we all went to bed, and we woke up. This was still on Tuesday. I woke up, and on Wednesday morning, and then at like it was an hour behind, so we all thought it was like, I woke up at like 7, and then at around like 9 o'clock we left for Universal Studios. And by that time, my little brother was feeling a lot better, really energetic. So yeah, and so we went to Universal Studios. I would definitely, and it was only like a 20-minute drive from our hotel, which was amazing because I didn't want any more throwing up. I would definitely recommend Universal Studios. It's so fun. It's so decorative. Like Harry Potter World, they have thought of every tiny little detail and put it in there. It's amazing. And then it's like this virtual ride. So fun. My favorite ride though, I don't know, either the Jurassic World one, or there was like this tour ride that like on a bus shuttle thing type thing. Josie, give me a second. And it would like show us like sets from movies, like where they actually filmed movies. It was so cool. It showed us like sound booths, I think it was what it was called. No, like where they recorded the voices, sound studios or something like the buildings. Anyway, and it was really cool. I really liked that one. There were other fun stuff that happened on that ride, but I'm not going to tell you, so it's a surprise when you go, if you go. And then we got home. It closed at like 6, so we went home. Did we get dinner? I can't remember if we kind of got dinner there, and it was so expensive. Everything there is so expensive. Crazy. Then we came home. We kind of just like snacked all day, and then none of us were really hungry when we got there. Then we all went to bed at like 11. But we all had to, not at 11. I don't know. We went to bed kind of late, like at maybe 10. I don't know, it's not really late. But because we had to wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning for our next flight home. So we woke up. This is where the part gets annoying, really annoying. We woke up, and like I told you, we get free flights. I don't know if I told you this or not. We get free flights if there's any available, which is what happened. There wasn't like any available. There were 2 available, which this is the plane that we all thought we were all gonna get on, but it only had 2 seats available. So my dad and my little sister went on that one at 7 o'clock in the morning. But we all had to wait for a plane at 9 o'clock, which took us from Burbank to Colorado. So we went from Burbank to Colorado at 9 o'clock, which is not fun when you don't feel good. My mom also had like food poisoning. She wasn't throwing up, but her stomach hurt really bad. And she had all 4 of my brothers and me, one of them being 3 years old. I don't know, Josie, I'm trying to film a video. And which was stressful. And then we went from Burbank to California. We all fit on that plane, but it was separate. And my little brother, who's 3.5 years old, had to sit on his own row in like between 2 people. Luckily, they were like both moms, so they both helped him. But then we were supposed to go from California. Well, my double chin. We were supposed to go from Colorado to Idaho Falls. Josie, Colorado to Idaho Falls. And that didn't have any seats. Zero. So we couldn't even fit like 2 people on there. Then we had to wait. Then we had one at 1:30. Didn't have any people. Then we had one at like 2, kept getting delayed until 1 o'clock. It had 1 seat left. I went on it. I got home last night at about 5. My dad came and picked me up from the airport. We drove home, got Wendy's, that stuff. And then they were going to get on another flight. My mom, so right now, the survivors are my mother and my 4 brothers, which when I left, they were being absolute turds. So, they were trying to get into a flight and they couldn't. And so then they just decided to go to a hotel and stay the night. And so right now they're still at the airport, and they had a flight at 5 o'clock in the morning that would have fit all of them, but...
They're in Salt Lake.
What?
They're in Salt Lake now.
Oh, they're in Salt...
Pocatello.
They're in Salt Lake, heading to Pocatello, apparently. on a flight, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, on a flight. And so it was fun and all, but the flying home the transportation was the scariest part. And yeah, so they're still at Salt Lake right now, coming home today. And we have a few work events today that we need my mother's help with, but she's not here. So, yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed my hectic Universal Studios story. Like I always say, you don't have to subscribe, but if you want to, that's fine. You can. Let's try to get that try-on haul up to 1,000 views, maybe. We need like 12 more views. Anyway, thank you guys so very much for watching, and thank you a lot for supporting me. Bye, guys.